Welcome, everybody, to the Stanley Parable. Dose. Last time we streamed this game, it was, I didn't have as much good equipment as I do now. I'm still streaming on the Angel 2 webcam, so eventually we got to get that fixed too. We're still on the Walmart table, foldable table. So that's what you guys are sitting on right now, by the way. You guys at work were making fun of me for that. And I don't know why I decided to tell them. It was a little humbling. But it's okay. We all start from somewhere, right? All right. I don't know how many of you actually watched the first one, but I am actually in love with this game. I kind of want to put up my camera up a little bit higher so you guys can, not my camera, I meant my microphone, so you guys can hear me without me having to reach a lot forward the chair. How are we gonna do this? I've got a very, well, it's an idea. I don't know if it's a good idea. That's not a good idea. I don't have a lot. I can set this on top. Just hang on. Technical difficulties. I don't really have. We might have to suffer for tonight. I might need to end up purchasing a microphone stand because this is just not really cutting it. I'm sick of having to bend all the way over. I want it hang it over here. So yeah, microphone stand might be the next purchase I get. All right. Anyway, enough talking. Let's get into the game. The end is never the end. 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 Is never the end. Is never the end. Is never the end.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how
Sounds
long
like
to
my
push
job.
and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
So I can't remember the name of the guy who narrates this, but I just want to say, what a Chad. Right? So we only need one more. Man, I almost forgot the controls. Left trigger is our crouch.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Yeah. Turn off. All these are wasting electricity. Come on, guys. I don't remember that being there. Oh, Bucky!
Stanley picked up the bucket.
I almost forgot about him. It's Bucky. I think that's what I named him. Oh my god, I can't remember. So sorry, Bucky, if that's not actually your name. But what was the voice? I think it was kind of like a Tiny Box Tim voice. Ah! Hey, Caleb! It's nice to see you again. It's been so long. You've just been leaving me here on this podium. I've been so bored and lonely. It's been practically a month since I last saw you. I almost went insane from the emptiness. I just couldn't bear it. Okay, Bucky. I got you, dude. We're here. I'm here again. Thank you. I was so alone. Okay, man. I got you. Man, I missed you. I missed you so much.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
Bucky
entered the door on his left.
Bucky, which room should we go in? He said that we go in the left, but I don't think we go in the left. What do you think? Well, usually things don't go exactly right when you don't listen to the narrator. Maybe you should take a chance and just listen to him. Don't listen to your gut. You know, that's kind of gotten us in a lot of trouble. You know, the game's kind of broke a lot. Every time that you kind of don't listen to him. So, do me a favor. I don't want to be stuck again. Please go in the left. Oh, of course, Bucky. Like, I don't want to hurt your feelings again. So, yeah. All right, let's go in the left one. Huh. No narration. That's weird. It's weird, usually.
Still no one was here.
Never mind.
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
Bucky, you make me so warm inside.
Was where he'd find answers.
Yeah, I've been told that before. It's because of my hole. You wouldn't believe things I've seen.
Oh, all right. Man. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring it up. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. The 5 processes of grief,
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it?
Yeah, I can feel it.
The broom closet. It wants the bucket.
No.
You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves.
No, it doesn't.
No, please don't let the closet have me. I can't take it.
In a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here.
No, please don't let the broom closet take me. Don't let him take me.
I won't let him take you, Bucky. It's okay. It's okay. Please don't let him take me. Please, I don't want to go back. It's okay. Hey, I won't let you go. It's okay.
I don't want to go back. It's okay.
It's okay.
This is your companion and lifelong friend.
He's my lifelong friend. Stay away from him, broom closet. Stay away from him.
I don't want to go to the broom closet. Please don't let me.
I won't let you.
Simply.
You can't have it.
Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons. It is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient?
What?
That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel
Bucky,
the same sort of kinship towards any...
You don't believe any of this.
Are you not really my friend? Do you not really love me?
No, Bucky, it's not true. No, broom closet. What the heck are you trying to say?
For its demeaning comments.
Fuck you, broom closet!
Experiences you and the bucket have shared together.
I don't want to go to the broom closet.
I won't let you, Bucky. It's okay.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
That broom closet, dude.
I don't want the broom closet. It was such a cool thing at first, and then it got dark. It got so dark.
It's okay, Bucky. I got you. I won't ever let you go. Oh. Hey, Winter World. If this isn't the main man himself, Are you having a psychotic episode? Like, what the fuck was that? No. So if you go back and watch the other stream, this is our good friend, Bucky, the Bucket. And that's just his voice, you know? So, Winter, meet Bucky. Bucky, meet Winter.
Hello, Winter.
that was Bucky saying hello. But yes, I might be going a little psychotic. All right, there was something I wanted to do the last time I was here. Look, a collectible.
You found one of them.
Ooh.
One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember,
You might be tripping,
no
bro.
reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Got ya. I will cherish it forever. Not as much as my Bucky, though.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss has suffered losses, then that's what the boss shows. That is a thumbnail right there. Also, hey Winter, I don't remember if you said you did or not, but just putting it out there. I have 2 subscribers left. Meet my goal of going and streaming over on YouTube. So if you're not subscribed, no worries. I don't want to be that guy. Try to like get everybody to subscribe, but be a pal. But I think you said you are subscribed. So we have one more path that we can go on to, I think, complete the story. So whatever that is.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
I don't know the code
Crushed
for this.
by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours,
Bucky,
did the bucket's warm guiding light
I just went and subscribed. Oh yeah, Winter, you're a pal.
Always, the bucket would. And
we're just one off now.
The 2 of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice that
I do have quite the spiritual connection with Bucky.
Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket
Winter, you're such a
notion that the pin number for the keypad was 28.
Oh, man. 2845. Okay, hang on. 2845. 2845. 2 8 5. Okay.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer
luck, of course.
The bucket knew all
the bucket!
Was the bucket guiding
I got you, man!
Yes. This is certainly the most logical explanation.
No, seriously, Winter, you're such a champ for that. Thank you. Man, Winter, if I ever do blow up and become Twitch, YouTube famous, whatever, you're one of the OGs. Put her there. Give me a fist bump. Ready? Boop. Gotcha. Oh no, your nose! It fell off. Oh no, you're okay. You need a spiritual connection with the therapist too, because why fuck is the bucket talking with your voice? I'm an OG. Yeah, you are. Can you guys see that door? My door just opened behind me. It's fucking ghosts. Oh, my house is haunted. Oh, listen to that hum. Also, let me know how the audio is. I think it sounds good, but I just want to know on you guys' end. Oh, look, I found another one.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands?
Yeah, that sounds
Stanley
pretty good.
Figs.
Audio's fine.
Stanlerines. Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
He looks so sad. That Stanley looks so sad. Oh, this elevator doesn't look good. Wish I could go in camera mode because some of these would just be killer thumbnails. All right, let's go down. And it's hard to remember when you haven't played this game in a while what decisions you made and like where you've been already. So we'll just kind of hope
The
that I'm
elevator
going the right way.
downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Yeah, he's right, Caleb. I'm here for you, bud.
Oh, thank you, Bucky. You're really a pal. You know that?
Ah, it's nothing. It's the least I could do.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
All right. Winter. This is up to you, man. Where am I going? It's up to you. Come on. Go left or right? Mind control facility or the sketchy escape sign? Which will it be? Hang on, the chat slow. Hang on, everybody. It's all up to Winter. No pressure, bud. Bucky, where do you think he's gonna choose?
Well, if I had to guess, knowing Winter for as long as I have, which is less than 40 minutes now, I'd say he'd probably, well, considering I've only known him for less than that amount of time that I had said previously, I would have to say that, well, you know, the thing about Winter is, well, you know, he's pretty quiet. Man, I don't know, Caleb.
Well, let's I guess you wanna flip a coin, maybe? Hey Google, flip a coin. Heads, we go to escape. Hang on. I got heads. We go to escape. Okay. All right. Let's go, Bucky.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Why would you say that? We're not going to die at all.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
You almost got me. Oh, the bucket.
Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
I don't think you're telling the truth. That does look pretty ominous, though. Huh. Well, that was weird. It does kind of look pretty death. Now the evil villain left, bro. It's like in a day. It has, dude. Work was kind of crazy today. I kind of lied in the intro. It's been a day for sure. So I told they found out at work that I've been streaming, and they wanted to know what my streaming setup is like. And I said, well, there's no way that's worse than case of this, right? So I told them, I told them that I've got the Blue Yeti, right? It's been a little more than a day, that's for sure. It has, dude, just the wild shit that we're talking about today. I'll have to make like a video showing like my streaming setup. Uh, but I guess let's just jump in the hole, shall we? Whee! Nope, the end is never the end, is never the end. The end is the end. Oh, I'm falling. Oh, hey, that wasn't death. Hey, where are we going? What am I? Oh, that does look like death.
As the machine went into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth
it's not meaningless at all.
to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket. But what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be
Help!
This is what Stanley thought to himself,
Please.
and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket
Can
everywhere.
I crouch? I don't think
Farewell,
crouch isn't
Stanley.
gonna help, is it? Help! What?
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
What? What just happened? I don't see your coworkers chatting. How did they figure out you're a streamer? Well, uh, we were talking about streaming and such, and I kind of did hint toward it. I talked about editing videos and such. So it kind of was my fault. Well, that's beautiful.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Sorry, I'm trying to get that that transition. I would like to make that into like an intro for the video. Huh. Oop, what'd I do? Oh, what'd I do? Why'd I do that? Not the hands over the mouth, over a bucket's depth. You don't know what me and this bucket have been through, okay? He has been there for me. Bucky! Bucky!
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him?
I didn't claim him. It was my
bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be.
My lifelong pal. Listen here, you new narrator. I do not like the condescending tone that you are giving me. A bucket with two handles. I don't want a bucket with two handles. I just want a bucket. This bucket is having two handles. Such a design has never been created in real life. Having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental, every year dozens are put to death just for attempting it. Good, as they should. Oh my god, look at those. 25, that looks like a lot more than 25 buckets. Let me count them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25. I told you it's more than 25. Anyway, photograph of 25 buckets. It's the greatest number of buckets. Yeah, that's a lot of money. That's all. What's behind the red line, huh? Who's this? The Inferno Bucket, a replica of the Inferno Bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet, in spite of it all, the simple fact remains, no one can control a bucket. Do you hear the music? The cave drawing. Well, we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind. We do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of the treasure. The music, though. It looks like the cave is dripping. The girl's twerking, and the guy is using the bucket to catch something. Well, that was nice. All my shit just fell over in the corner. That was nice. Looks like they're dancing to the bucket, and the deer are drinking the droppings. Okay. That's what. Okay.
No man can own a bucket. Certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as
He
this
was
one.
my
It is man
friend!
who should kneel before the bucket.
I will get Bucky back if it is the last thing I do. The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp with the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance inevitably is for our own good. Damn it, I'm gonna fall in the infinity pit. Bucky, I'm coming! I'm gonna make this jump! I promise I will get you back! I don't think that's gonna work. Did it work? Bucky?
But there is something we can do. Something we can do
Yes.
together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
Uh-oh.
Let Stanley die. Let him be
No.
like a machine. Don't reset the game.
No.
Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful
No.
bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements.
No.
If only we let
No.
Stanley die
No,
together.
Stanley
The
die.
bucket shall take its place
No,
as
Stanley
God,
die.
as leader, as commander
No,
of the
die.
world, a new vision.
No! Ah! Help. The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, it is loading. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There's a meeting today, Figurine Finders Committee in the meeting room. Bucky! You're back!
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Hi, Caleb. What happened?
I don't know what you're talking about. Let's go to the meeting, eh, Bucky?
Yeah, okay. I just feel like something important happened. And you feels like you're kind of hiding something from me.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Stanley clutched the bucket.
Okay, we're going right.
This was not the correct way to
No,
the meeting.
I know
Stanley
what's
had
not the
felt
right
the
way.
bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Oh, yeah.
And here it was. Had the
Hey,
bucket turned out to be correct?
the
Was
deep
this
blue.
better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to
Yeah.
himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How
Yeah, it's pretty
insightful the
comfortable in here.
bucket turned out to be.
Pretty comfy. Wow, Bucky, you really picked a good spot.
Yeah, I tend to know the spot to hang out.
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right. Then
Yep,
walking
was a
to
pretty
the
good
lounge.
adventure.
Then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired.
Bucky, you're so inspiring.
Oh, please don't. I get
Perhaps
embarrassed.
this
No,
was where the
truly.
bucket felt most truly at home.
Is that true, Bucky?
Here in the employee lounge.
Is
Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home.
that true?
Well, it is pretty comfy. And the blue, it really grabs that water feel, you
Stanley
know?
decided to just give the bucket absolutely as much time as it needed to be in the lounge.
I'm just really
Clearly, the
soaking up
bucket
all
and the
this
employee lounge
lounge.
shared a special connection.
Okay.
But finally, the bucket was done being in the lounge, and they took the first open door on their left to get back to business.
I know I've been down that way before, but not with Bucky. I've been this way too, but not with Bucky either. Huh. Oh, I know what I need to do.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there.
That's not what
Said the
Bucky
bucket.
sounds
They'll
like.
ride the lift all the way to the top.
That's not what
There's
he
something up
sounds
there I
like.
need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking.
That is
to
not
him.
Bucky.
It should have
Yeah,
alarmed him, of course, because Bucket's
pretty
stopped
low
speaking.
imitation
But
of
Stanley
me,
chose
I'm
not
gonna
to
be
think about
honest.
this
It's not
after
very
his plan.
flattering.
He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to
Wait,
him, and he
wait.
unthinkingly did
Where
whatever
the
the
hell
bucket
do I
asked.
go to get that? How do I get there? Oh, I bet in that door, maybe? I don't know. I'm gonna save a screenshot of that so I can maybe remember that later.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room
That
over
is
here.
not Bucky.
Stanley once
I don't know
again
why he keeps
obeyed
doing
the
that. It's pretty
command.
offensive.
All right, well, I guess I'm going in there anyway.
Just be careful. Watch your back, Caleb.
Yeah, I got you. Hey, that's pretty dark in there.
Yeah, it's pretty suspicious.
We're gonna jump in, right?
Yep.
All right, let's jump in. Whee!
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the
So
phone,
last
and it
time-
will take us back home, where we can
Last
go
time we
about life
unplugged the
together.
phone, so this time I think we'll answer it.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
How does that? Okay, I guess nothing's gonna happen. Okay, I can't do anything with that door. Jazz music. Jazz music. It's kind of a nice apartment. Oh, hey, Bucky. I did not even Hello, Stanley. It's me.
Hello, Stanley. It's me, your bucket. Press B to take me to work with you.
I did not even realize that you're not in my hands. Wow.
The Stanley
Where's
Parable
Bucky?
Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is
wasn't
hearing
gonna-
the bucket say to him is just in his head.
No, I don't think so. I think I'd know if I was crazy. Yeah, I think I'd know. You can't do anything with that computer? Okay. But you guys. No. Hey, Bucky, there you are. Take me back home with you. Okay.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well?
No.
To see him delusional like
What?
this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
I just don't. I don't see the problem. I'm not delusional. Bucket, he talks. You guys don't understand. You don't understand. I'm not crazy. I'm just trying to say that I'm not. Bucky, Bucky. Oh, there you are. Hi. Hey, let's go back to work. Okay, Caleb. See, he talks.
I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think. It can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it.
You don't get it.
It doesn't do anything
No,
else.
you're wrong. It's not like. Come on, Bucky. Don't listen to it. Don't listen to the loud man. Let's go back home. Okay.
You see, he's not listening.
Oh,
He's still taking orders from the bucket.
I love my Bucky
You know,
so much.
once upon a time, it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful
Hey, Bucky,
bucket.
what do you want to go do?
Hunk of metal.
You want to ignore anyone in your life except for you? All right, let's do it. Let's watch some TV, Bucky. Yeah, that sounds good.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket.
There you are, Bucky. What are you doing
I'll
up
give
here?
it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to
Bucky,
it.
did you know you have a good shine to you?
You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley?
Yeah, and of
Yes,
course,
I
Bucky.
suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid.
So you're catching on,
Like it would be
Narrator.
better at moving an amount of
I
water
knew
from
it.
one room to another.
See, I'm not crazy. To relive the same day with me over.
Press X to relive this same day with me over and over.
Yeah, of course, Bucky.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's
Bucky?
so much more than just a regular bucket?
You just don't understand, Narrator. Press.
Press left D-pad to go home to work. To work to home. To work to home.
Oh God.
I'm having feelings.
Oh God.
For the bucket.
No.
Am
I losing my mind?
Why do I want to be with the
Why?
bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong
What?
with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I had the bucket.
The bucket could tell me what to
Yeah.
do in this troublesome situation.
Yeah. Bucky will tell me what to do. I feel like something is wrong. I need Bucky. Bucky, where are you? Bucky! Oh, Bucky. Wait. Something wrong. The bucket. The bucket. Hey, what are you doing?
Stanley, give me the bucket.
No!
Give it to me.
No!
The bucket,
No, it's my
Stanley.
bucket!
Give it to me
But-
now. Give it, or I'll...
Ah! Hello?
Back to work, Stanley.
You and these sound effects, I actually can't. What? Sklfwip, why were you moaning? I really wish Twitch would let you go back in like even just 30 seconds ago. That's why you gotta stay on the stream, man. I can explain. Explain.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
I gotta look over my shoulder. I've actually sat here trying to process what the fuck is going on. I know. Listen. It's me. Muffin Muffin. What can I say?
The confusion
Bucky,
and
I'm
the chaos
beginning to
all
think I
seemed to
can't
melt
trust
away
you.
as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Uh-huh. No, there is no explanation like you moaning with some extreme AO behavior. You're right. You're right.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door.
No, I'm
This
going
was
back to
not
the
the
right.
direct way to the
I
meeting room,
know.
but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Yeah, the
And here it
lounge is
was.
pretty
Had the
good.
bucket
It's
turned out
pretty
to be correct?
good.
Was no, never mind. The
Good
bucket was wrong.
wrong, he
Stanley took
says.
the door on his left to go
No,
back to the
I
meeting
gotta go
room.
back this way.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting
man,
room.
I need to-
Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there.
No,
go
I
to
don't
the
want to go.
cargo
Oh, I
lift.
see. Ah! Look, aren't I so smart? Ah.
Okay,
Another
the name
one.
of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better
I like mini
encapsulates the
stands.
intrinsic
I must be
sense of
missing some
happiness
important
that you
lore,
get
some
from seeing
shit.
a small number in the corner of your
What?
screen go up and
Go
down?
back on the
Let me sit
Twitch,
on it.
and you'll see
I'm
me
sure it will
streaming
come
this
to
for the
me.
first time. I shouldn't be too far back. It was one of those streams that I did, and I had like 0 viewers. So, you know, you can't just sit there and talk to nobody. You know what I mean? And I have lots of practice coming up with voices when I'm out hiking and have nobody to talk to. So, yeah, Bucky. Where am I? Maybe you need me here to keep you sane. You can stick around. Evidence number 252. Narrator sound system. What does that say? Can't read that. Narrator dialogue. 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 I would not blame you for turning on the lights.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get me. What's that? Who's there?
I might want to turn on the lights now. Yeah. Why did this suddenly get to be a horror game? I'm back.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Uh-huh. Memo. Yep. I don't know if I really trust the bucket anymore. What happens if I don't get the bucket?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
There will be a reward for finding them all. Oh God! It scared the shit out of me. The broom closet's closed off now.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, there was another path I could go here. This way. Yep. What the fuck is that? Why? Why? What kind of business strategy is that? Putting a Glock to a panda's head. What? Pretty good music. Stanley. Alright, this is taking a long time. That's all. Oh. Are you kidding? I just got trolled so hard. There's another secret door somewhere. Love the door just shut behind me. How long is this game? Do you have any mods? Are there mods for the Stanley Parable? I don't know. I have no idea how long it is.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret pin number.
I thought it was 2548. Oh, 2845. Dyslexic meat.
Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Kind of sucks I gotta go through the whole thing again.
Random buttons on the keypad,
Except this time I don't have Bucky, so.
The correct code by sheer luck. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Yeah, except did I? Can I go through these doors? Nope. Okay. Well, not gonna lie, smash or pass, Stanley Parable narrator. Like, being that he's a disembodied voice, like, do you mean like sexting? Because that's pretty much all you could do, right? I don't know. I'm not a big guy. Like, I'm not a big fan of, and like I don't want to make it seem like I don't like British like accent or anything. I do, but it's definitely not. It doesn't get me as much as some of the other accents. I'll tell you one that really does get me is the Scottish accent, like female Scottish accent, the manly. I don't know.
Large door that read
Those kilts. Let's go to the mind control facility. Like, if you could imagine that he had a body, then smash or pass. Sounds like an old man. An old-timey, like, car enthusiast. British dude. A lot of European accents sound so classy. Yeah. Yeah. Smash. Smash.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with
pretty enormous,
screens.
Just like something
what
else.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I have the strength. I'm a strong man. I'm a big strong man. That's what my mommy told me. What do I do? What do I do? Oh. Boom.
Now the monitors jumped to life. Their true nature revealed.
Honestly, smash.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers.
Wow, look at them all.
Of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control
Even
all
if
this time? Was this the only
I had to
reason
sit
he
there
was
and
happy
press
with his boring
buttons
job?
all day.
That his emotions had been
I just have that thing
manipulated
with the
to
buttons.
accept it blindly?
Where are we going?
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's
Where
control.
am I going?
Never.
It's kind of like
It
Portal
was
2.
unthinkable, wasn't it?
You know that
Was it
scene?
even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
I guess this is like a seizure warning for anybody. Yeah.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation.
Oh.
Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
4, 3, 2,
And as
1.
the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls,
I
did
did.
you? After they kept you enslaved all
Yep.
these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Control over my own fate.
Effort, I really do. But you
They
need
shall
to
call
understand,
me
there's only so
Muffin
much that
Muffin,
machine can
the
do.
master
You were
of fate
supposed to
and
let it go.
destiny.
Turn the controls off and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
Oh.
It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame.
Oh,
there's so
God.
little time left to
What do I
enjoy.
do?
Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments.
Hang on, I got an
all of
idea.
them
I got an
is.
idea.
More time to talk about
I got an
you,
idea.
about me,
5.
where we're going. What this means.
Where's the 4? 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 I think the 3.
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated.
5. No, don't want
All right,
to.
I'm in a good mood.
No.
You're gonna die
that?
anyway. I'll tell you exactly
this?
what happened to them. I erased them.
You erased
I turned
them.
off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your
Up there.
office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
What the hell?
Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp.
4.
I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather amusing.
Oh
Try
no!
to make
It
sense
was.
of everything.
No,
and take
hang
back
on,
the
never mind.
control wrested away from you. It's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go.
3's over here.
But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go
shit.
around will be
No, that was
even
5.
better.
I got
My
4.
goodness,
Oh, 3 is over
only
here.
34 seconds
I'm
left.
going!
But I'm enjoying this so much.
3.
You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some
Oh.
extra time on
Aren't
the
you
clock.
nice?
Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time
1.
doesn't grow on
I don't-
trees.
What's
Oh dear me.
what's the
matter,
correct
Stanley?
number?
Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed
I
to
have
be
no
doing
idea.
right now? Or did you just assume when you
Oh,
saw that
1.
timer that something in this room was capable
Press
of turning
button.
it off?
Okay, press
look at
1.
you,
Oh, I
running
think
from
I know.
button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every
Alright,
little
1.
thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these
No,
colored
wait.
ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything,
I pressed
something
1.
here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game
Incorrect.
can be beaten? 1 solved?
What?
Do
3?
you have any idea what your purpose in this
5.
place is? Stanley.
What?
You're
I
in
said
for quite a
1.
disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds.
Stop!
ticking
Stop!
away.
Stop! No! 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 No!
You're only still playing
1.
instead of watching a
I pressed
cutscene
1.
because I want to watch you for every moment
blue?
that you're powerless.
Do I press? Oh, I pressed
to
the blue.
see you
The blue.
made humble.
Uh.
This is not a challenge. It's a
Blue.
tragedy. You wanted to control
You
this
have
world,
3
that's
attempts
fine.
remaining.
But I'm going to destroy it first,
Goodbye.
so
4-2.
you
Oh,
can't.
oh shit.
Take a look at the clock.
No, I don't
Stanley.
want to.
That's 30 seconds you have.
Yeah, I don't know what to
30 seconds until a
do.
big boom and then
1-4-2.
no ending here. Just you being blown to
What?
Will you
1-4-2?
cling desperately to your frail
I don't know what
or
to
will you let it
do.
go peacefully? Another choice. Make it
I don't know what to
count.
do.
Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever after.
I think I may have just died. My brain isn't smart. I don't have the processing unit to process what just happened. I don't know what the code was.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Nuclear code. Five. Oh. You'll be forced to listen to the narrator laugh at your attempts to take back control. Even when the narrator puts more time on the clock, you won't be able to find a way to stop the timer. The game will restart itself after everything goes white. So there was nothing I could have done. That's terrible. What a lazy story writing. Alright, what else can I do? What the hell? That sounds like multiple doors. What to do?
When Stanley came to
go right again.
Two open doors, this was not
I
the
know.
way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
What am I missing?
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to
I think I
admire
know.
it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door.
I'll go on the left.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
No, I don't want to do that. Nope, can't do nothing. Can't do nothing. Can't do nothing. Nothing. What if I go down?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I know it's down here. We already did this, so. But I found this.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've
Got one
nearly
left.
gotten all of the Figler Anlarines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler Anlarines. None of us can.
I might have to go through this again.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during the crisis. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone.
I'm gonna have to go around in a loop over and over and over. Hooray.
And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all.
This is riveting
Any
stuff.
logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations.
Yeah.
For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Oh my
Why
god.
did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
I don't know. That's a good
And
question.
for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty
They're
familiar.
pretty
They
similar.
simply repeated.
Nah, they can't be repeating
Yeah,
at all.
Stanley
That would
said
be
to himself,
crazy.
"This is
We've
all
already
too
established I'm
strange.
not
This
crazy.
can't be real." And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!"
Yeah, this is all a dream.
This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone.
I'm just
He wasn't
imagining
going to lose his
things.
job. He
Right?
wasn't crazy after
I'm not
all.
crazy.
And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying. Began to gently
Flying
float
like a
above the
bird.
ground.
Oh, I'm flying.
Then he imagined himself
Oh,
soaring through
well.
space on a magical starfield.
I wonder
it
if I
too
could have done
appeared.
something with
It
that.
was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken
Yeah.
up. How was he remaining
Could
so
I have
lucid?
flown on to
And then
something?
perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself
Is there
sooner.
something I could have jumped on?
Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered
Oh,
by Stanley, who found it
my
particularly
back, dude.
strange. I'm dreaming about
I don't think there was
voice
anything I could have
describing
jumped on.
me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was
This
not
is
a dream.
all
How could it
not
be?
in my head.
Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream.
Yeah,
Did the voice not see
absolutely.
him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
Telling you it's not a
He
dream.
closed his eyes gently, and he invited
Oh,
himself to wake
guess
up.
I'm falling
He
asleep.
felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin.
That does sound pretty
The
nice.
press of the mattress on his back. The fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me
Do
continue.
you think I wake
pushing
up?
buttons.
Do you think I go back to my
Yes,
job? What do you guys
that's all
think?
I want.
I don't.
I want my apartment and my wife
I,
and my job.
I think this is all
All I
real.
want is my life
It's real.
exactly the
Lying
way
to
it's
me.
always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
My life is not normal.
I am.
I have a voice in my head.
okay.
Told you.
Stanley began screaming.
Ah!
Someone!
Ah!
Stanley! I have a boss. I have
I have a boss. I have an office.
Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I?
Talk about a crash out.
Black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Fuck.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings.
Oh
and walked to her
no.
place of work.
Maria,
But on this
Mariella,
particular day,
Mariella.
her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although
That's
she would
me.
soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man.
I'm not strange.
He was obviously
No,
crazy.
not
This
crazy.
much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like.
And it's not me.
And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be
Can
normal.
you imagine that?
I
Thinking
am
how lucky
sane.
you are to
I
be
am
normal.
in control
Who the
of my
heck
mind.
wants to be
I
normal?
know what is real and what
So much
isn't.
fun being.
It was comforting
This.
to think this, and in a certain way,
Right?
seeing this man
That's
made
why
her
you're
feel
watching.
better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for this day. the very important people whose
My
impressions
meeting's
of
more
her would
important
affect her
than this
career,
man lying
by
dead on the
extension,
ground.
the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she
turned and ran. That's crazy. La 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 la. I'm not crazy. I see. We've been streaming for what, an hour and 30? And I don't think. Let me try one more, and then we'll probably call it good for the stream. Because I want to be able to make it into a video.
Were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Bucky seems to change a few
Warmth
things.
spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
I know.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room. And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Let's try this. I think I might need to go back to where I get squished.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd
find
this place eventually.
What in the...
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line?
No.
We can make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Do I get the music? Do I get the music?
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Yeah! The music! Oh, we're going on an adventure. Adventure with Buffy and Bucket. Buffy and the Bucket. Going on an adventure on the adventure line.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly
you're the fans.
like
what
this.
Do you think?
But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
Don't want to give up my bucket. I like my bucket. Sorry, hang on. Hang on, wait. Screenshot. Just for all possible thumbnails, you know. Well, I haven't been here before, so I told you Bucky kind of changes the story a little bit.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
Oh no. Does this get me the achievement?
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me, it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along, don't you?
I don't know about this.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer
No, I couldn't guess.
Surely you don't need me to spell it out
No.
for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to
What do you
the
think it
bucket,
does?
and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Bucky, you want to go for a ride?
No, I don't want to. I don't want
It's
to.
crucial that
What?
you give it the
I
bucket.
think it's
I
just
don't
like
know what the bucket destroyer
like a
will
fiesta
do if it can't
or
destroy
ride,
your
bud.
bucket.
Like a
buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait.
What? What was
I
that?
can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters?
Hey, hang on
Well,
a second.
see, if you were to really explore the bucket
What's
destroyer,
happening?
you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits.
What's
What
happening?
other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of bucket destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the bucket destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't
What if
get
I
back
don't?
to the classic Stanley Parable characters.
Uh-oh.
like the
Hey,
adventure
that
of
doesn't
the
look
bucket
good.
destroyer until
That
you
doesn't
crush
look good.
the damn
Yeah.
bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting.
Hey,
Do it, the
hey, your
fans,
machine is
Stanley.
exploding.
Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Why does that always get me? What is this? It's 2001: A Space Odyssey.
The bucket destroyer. My
My
prized
prize
creation.
creation.
You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spell-binding stories about you,
Oh,
all of its
squad.
squadrons now.
Like the
Goodbye,
birds.
new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Magnificent. Oh, my face is really glowing. Oh, the end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is loading.
All of his co-workers
This
were
is
gone.
new.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled.
I did, I
He'd be alone
smiled.
again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around.
Why is this different? It looks so different.
Stanley pressed the bucket upon every
Oh.
little thing in the
Oh,
office.
welcome to the whiteboard
Nothing
ending.
responded to the bucket's touch. But it
Dog
did little to
mode.
discourage Stanley's belief in the magic of the bucket.
No. Yeah. Dog mode. I don't know what dog mode does. What's dog mode can do?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
Oh, it's never gonna get annoying. What, you want it to stop? I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room. Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left.
Was
to go
there
back
okay?
to the
Was there a
meeting
different?
room.
I could have destroyed the bucket, couldn't I? Why is there barking? See, this is why you cannot go away from the stream. You gotta
And so the
gotta
two of
stay
them
here.
detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
All right. So I guess we're gonna have to destroy Bucky, but shh, don't tell him. Don't tell me what. No, nothing.
I'm glad you
Nothing.
found
Nothing
your
at all.
way. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Oh, the broom
You
closet.
see,
I didn't even pay
your
attention
friends
to
and I
that.
are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. the bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what
I got
fans
distracted
want
for
from
only
a
half
sequel.
an hour.
They
YouTube
want
Shorts
more
has
of
me
their
figured
favorite
out.
jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen
Watching
before.
my short?
Yes, I know I'm the
Yeah,
one
you
who
don't
gave
have
you
to.
the bucket,
It's
but
okay.
you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want
Okay,
another
it's
story
okay,
involving
it's
the
okay, it's
Adventure
okay.
Line?
I'm not
We
sick.
could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Well, seriously, why is there barking? There's dog mode. I don't know the purpose of it, but it's dog mode. My life is
Whee!
so
Look at that
simple.
wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
This game has killer music, isn't it?
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
I don't know why that gets me so mad.
Don't you get it, Stanley?
What's down here?
We need to get rid of the bucket.
Okay.
That's why
I don't
I'm very
believe you.
proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
Okay, I can't go in there.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with
You're
so
in
much
love with the dog
personality that to
barking.
me it already
I
feels
don't
as though
know what
it's
it
part
is.
of the cast all
It's
along.
bad,
Don't you
Dave.
agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer is? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
I can't.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the
whoa!
bucket. I don't know what the bucket
It won't let me
destroyer
do
will
it!
It can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with
well,
only
I don't
one
understand.
personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters?
Is this thing on?
Well, you see, if you were to really explore
No.
the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance
I don't
that
know
it's
what to
really
do.
like 10 personality traits. What other
Is there
object
no
in
other
this
thing I
game
can
can
do?
you even say that about? The Broom Closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans
no.
will be clamoring for
Hang on,
after
wait.
this.
Hang on.
Okay, the
Wait,
Bucket
wait, wait, wait,
Destroyer
wait,
is
wait,
getting
wait,
very
wait, wait,
upset
wait,
now.
wait.
You'll have to
Hang on,
hurry
wait.
and feed it. We can't get
Wait,
back to the
wait,
classic
wait,
Stanley
wait, wait,
Parable
wait, no,
characters
don't
like
explode
the
yet.
Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush
Okay.
that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the
and I can't
fans,
do
Stanley.
anything.
Give the fans
I
what they
tried.
want.
I'm trying. Why are you destroying the bucket? Good question. I have no idea. Very good question. Hurry! It wouldn't let me do it. I was pressing the button.
You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
It wasn't that great. You didn't destroy it. I couldn't. It wouldn't let me. I was pressing the button to do it. It's not my fault. The end is never the end. It's never the end. It's never the end. It's loading. Yay, time for
All of his
Pokemon.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It's different again, but like the same, but different. Huh. Weird.
The good old bucket.
The
Just
good old
Stanley
bucket.
and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I did, yes. There's got to be something else I can do.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura
Or
of
not,
jealousy.
what the
It's
frick?
as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
What do you mean
I can
Pokemon?
really feel it now.
Like,
It's a bucket.
the show
It
still
belongs to the
exists?
broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders, right? Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's
I'm going.
office.
No, I don't want to go. Did I have the bucket last time I went down here? No, I didn't, did I? Did I? That's whispers. Oh, Pokemon. I thought I said time for Pokemon, so I didn't know if Pokemon was still a thing. Can I not go? I don't want to go back up. I don't think I went down here with the. Yep.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his
gonna be the
post
same
during
thing.
work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy.
1, 2,
And
3,
then
4.
something occurred to Stanley.
Pokemon, the highest grossing media
Maybe,
franchise,
he thought
not a
to himself,
thing.
Maybe I am crazy.
All right.
He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy?
I just.
He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his
Yeah,
gaze,
I'm curious.
but
Is
said
like,
nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought.
is it like on a Crunchyroll
The bucket is a
thing,
source
or
of
like?
guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these.
I'm
He held
looking
the bucket
now.
close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket.
Oh, it is different.
Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good will come from this. Who knows what
I want to
sorts
say,
of
if you
bizarre
watch One
hallucinations
Piece,
Stanley might experience without the psychologically
that
grounding presence of his
one
bucket.
girl, right?
And indeed, now he noticed
Oh, wait,
problems
go
were
on.
repeating,
That
which
girl.
was, of course, very odd.
Didn't she have
Now he
like?
felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without
And
my
now,
bucket,
like,
I'd
all of a
gone
sudden they're.
truly mad. Where is it? I must find it.
You know what I mean?
Far off in the distance now, he heard it,
Are
calling
we
to
talking
him.
about the same thing?
Stanley, it's me.
Pokemon?
The
I have no idea.
Could it truly
I'm
be?
lost.
He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Bucket.
To me, Stanley.
Bucket.
Find
Find me.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his
Oh,
sanity.
they're all
And
weird
then
buckets.
suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along.
Inside of me.
It was incredibly
Oh,
painful.
yeah, that would be pretty
Stanley
painful.
doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Oh, I have a bucket inside of me. Which character from One Piece are you
This is
talking
a
about?
story
The
of a
redhead?
woman named
I don't.
Mariella.
I don't watch One Piece. All I know is the redhead, the one that's like in the beginning of the
Mariella
show,
woke up on a day
and then
like
later
any other.
on,
She arose, got
gets
dressed,
a little bit
picked up her
bigger.
bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work.
What the hell?
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through
Why
town,
does the bucket make
talking
such a
and screaming
difference?
to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no power. Of course he'd gone mad,
Yeah.
ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion.
Narrator
and
is
it's
on a
all just
different
a
level.
video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel.
I eat the redhead.
And she hugged her own bucket even
Got
tighter.
bigger assets.
But of course, she had no time for this.
That's
There
what I
were a
mean.
myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way
She
to work.
backflipped all the way back to work. That's crazy. Ah, man, what the hell? My hand just like did a weird thing. Oh, all right. Well, I have a feeling that that's all the time for that. That's all the time we have for today. Yay, time for Pokemon. I don't, yeah, I think it's time, guys. It's been fun hanging out with you. Ooh.